Hi everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. This video I will be sharing with you guys my beauty favorites in the month of October. So if you guys are interested, do stick around. This month I really do have quite a shorter list than usual favorites that I am very happy with. So I'm going to begin first and foremost with the palette that I have reached for consistently on a daily basis since I purchased it. And I think in terms of all the neutral palettes that I own of the like, similar to the Urban Decay Naked palettes 1, 2, and 3 and the Lorac palette, I think by far this is the only palette that has really made its way to my top drawer in terms of product that I use on a daily basis. So this is by IT Cosmetics. It's their Naturally Pretty palette. This is how it looks. It comes with 15, including the Transforming Pearl. This is how it looks. All the shades in this palette are matte shades, but the Transforming Pearl right here allows you to just add a pearl finish to any of the shadows in the palette. So I'm gonna try to see if you guys can like a better look. I'll just swatch. Obviously I use it on a daily basis, so all these shades here, the lighter shades, are the ones that I frequently use the most. Sheer Joy as a base just for any makeup look, and for my contour it's been Warmth, just almost on a daily basis. This is how it looks. I don't think it shows up so much, but I think it's just a beautiful neutral contour for almost any eye look. It really shows up a bit more, and it's just nice to add some warmth on the contour if you're using a very cool tone crease color. So definitely the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette is something that is definitely up my alley. It's the Rodial Dragon's Blood Hyaluronic Tonic. Still my favorite setting spray, or my alternative toner in the morning before I use makeup. It's so multi-purpose. I can use it for my skincare or for my makeup, but definitely I have been reaching for this constantly, and I really do see the difference in terms of the longevity of my makeup when I'm using this, even more than when I use any of the Scandinavia setting spray. It doesn't just refresh my makeup look, but it really prolongs the longevity of my makeup, and I find a more long-lasting makeup look when I use the Rodial. For foundations, there's really just one that has been the focus of this entire month, whether it be just to enhance my daily complexion and use a bit of it with my tinted moisturizer or my Vichy Derma Blend, or it is for a night out. This was my foundation of choice. It's the Dior Skin Star foundation, and 030 is currently the shade I'm using. And initially I thought this was going to be too dark for me. You can see in the bottle and I can see on the display that it looks too dark, but don't be deceived by the color that you see in the bottle. This is currently what I have on, and initially I think in one of the first videos of Dior Skin Star that I did, I think I thought that I would just be a 020. I thought I definitely made a mistake by purchasing this one blindly, but after trying it out a few times, as 020, I realized when I was out, or even when I photographed, it was just too pale for me. And I think it really, with a Dior foundation, especially the Skin Star, it can really look deceiving when you swatch it, or even in the bottle. Just for reference, in MAC I'm an NC30, so I am a medium tone yellow base skin tone, but the 030 definitely works for me. And then for blush or cheek products, there has only really been one, and it is the Laura Mercier Stick Face Color in Peach Glow. This is similar to the Nars Multiples. This is a very similar version from Laura Mercier. I came across this by chance. I didn't even know this existed, or this was a new product from Laura Mercier. But once I used it in the counter, it was the middle of the day, and I usually just use powder blushes, and I have a tendency to just It just, after a few hours, I no longer have it on my skin. And this was just an amazing, as soon as I put it on, it was an instant glow and flush to my cheeks. Suddenly there was warmth, but just the right amount. It wasn't too peach, it wasn't too pink. I just really looked like I had a healthy glow. And it is amazing for touch up during the day. If you don't want to mess with bringing so much blushes. And I did grab this with a face brush, Laura Mercier blending brush. This is how it looks. I hope you guys can see that. It's a travel size. It actually came with, there you go, it says blending. It actually came with a plastic pouch, which I think I've thrown, and I don't know why. I'm gonna try to show you guys. So I just fluff this a bit on the stick. I don't like applying this straight to my cheeks, and I am hoping that this is gonna translate the way it usually, or the way it does for me when I use it as a pick-me-upper in the middle of the day. I have a few things on my cheeks right now, so I don't really know if this is gonna end up looking crazy. I do have powder blushes. The good thing about this as well that I've realized is that you can apply it over powder, and usually it's usually liquids, creams, then powders, but this one just really adds a healthy sheen and flush to the skin. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's not gorgeous. It is amazing. So this is with a Laura Mercier Peach Glow color stick or color cream. So this is the one without. I do have the Kevin O'Con, but look how beautiful and glowing my skin looks here. So I'm just gonna balance it out actually. So that's what I've been doing. This has been my favorite chic complexion product of choice this month. I love this brush as well. It allows you to just dab the product, but at the same time just blend as well. It's not too dense, it's not too stiff, at the same time it's not too fluffy. So there it is. I don't know if you guys can see that, but definitely a favorite this month. These two surprise products from Laura Mercier, the color cream stick and peach glow, and the blending brush from Laura Mercier. MAC lingering pencil eyebrow crayon, and it is, I ran out. I started using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz and a few other just generic powder products, but this month I repurchased the MAC lingering and I realized why it is very ideal for me on a daily basis. It's particularly this shade. It doesn't really make it extremely dark, but at the same time it just defines it in a very soft focus kind of way, at least for my complexion and for the color of my brows. Well, right now I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a much heavier brow look than I am accustomed to, but that's because I am filming and I have to just do everything that I usually do a lot extra more just because of the lighting and everything. But on a daily basis, MAC lingering is the perfect brow product, I think, especially if you're not accustomed to doing anything with your brows or you're just a beginner. Another favorite for eyes, and this is something I haven't really found or fallen in love with a mascara since Le Volume de Chanel, which to me is an amazing mascara. For me, mascaras, the ones that I usually gravitate towards or I find holy grail, is something that gives me volume and length and definition without the clump. So really the best of all worlds, but without the clump, I think, is the clincher, because a lot of the products will give you volume, might give you length, or give you just one of either, but not both. But when it does, it's kind of messy, and the clumping is the killer. But I have discovered a mascara that I think is beautiful, and the length it gives, the separation in the length is just so sophisticated and just still good enough for day use, nothing overly dramatic or you looking like you're going out at night, but at the same time it can carry its own for a night look as well, especially if you're gonna put false lashes anyway. And just to quote the false lashes, it's amazing, because sometimes when I use Le Volume de Chanel, when I've already put false lashes, it looks a little bit crazy because the way it adds volume, it really thickens it. This mascara doesn't really thicken it so much as really just giving you those beautiful, long looking, well defined, very visible lashes. And this is Dior Addict It Lash. This is how it looks. I don't know if you guys can see that. Another palette that I really enjoyed this month, especially for nights out or if I had to attend things in the evening, something that was a bit more dramatic or just different, is the Dior Trafalgar Fall Limited Edition palette 876. This is how it looks. And I know this red shade looks like something that will throw a lot of people off, but honestly, when you do have it on, it does not translate or pull as red or as burgundy as this. It's a bit more subtle, and it really just adds something unique and different to very almost neutral common eye look. And it's one of those things with the 5 color palettes that Dior comes out with that I really like. There's a fashion unique sense to it. The color combinations are very unique. They're not your typical, you know, like the Tom Ford palettes and even the Charlotte Tilbury palettes. They're very typical. You can find, of course, they're very good quality, but you can really find those combinations in other brands like Urban Decay or Lorac. It's just that their shimmers are more sophisticated. But when it comes to the Dior 5 color palettes, it's not just the quality of the shadows that I'm looking at, but the color suggestions and the color combinations they come out with are just so beautiful. And honestly, when you have it on your lids, it even surprises you even more because it just looks so much different. You don't really know what you're gonna get. All I know is that when I do combinations with Dior palettes, it always surprises me, and it's always something very unique but not loud. I mean, the combinations are so sophisticated. This gold here is beautiful on the lids on their own, and of course this beautiful, like a medium burgundy based brown, chocolate brown, I mean, or a taupe even. They are just such beautiful neutrals that just those two make it worth it. The pearly white is a beautiful highlight color. And the pink is just, look how beautiful even the brown is. It just, the dimensions that it gives. The quality of Dior shadows, I mean, we don't even have to review that, but I mean, it is just gorgeous. Truly been loving the Nars Audacious lipsticks. Particularly in Charlotte is something else, and I've already used this consistently when I go out at night. I've always been wearing a red lip, and it's this, and I've been using it with my Trafalgar palette. It's been my go-to night look. It looks like a deeper tone wine red. On me though, especially depending on the makeup base that I use, it can look like a true red because of my yellow skin tone base. But this is how it looks. What I like about this lipsticks and a lot of the new formulas as well are particularly Nars Audacious and Gucci Audacious Intense Lip Color. I don't know what it is with the word audacious, if there's something to do with the formula, but these new lipsticks that have been released have amazing moisturization, amazing pigmentation, the creaminess and the way it glides on your lips. It is at par, or I would already put it near the category of the Tom Ford lipsticks. I think those were the first lip products that really, even if they were $50 a lipstick, really was a cut above even the Chanel Rouge Cocoa lipsticks and some other brands. It really elevated the quality of lipsticks as you knew them, and I think the Nars and the Gucci lipsticks follow suit tremendously. But Nars Charlotte, I think if you're looking for not a very vibrant stoplight red pink, you want something more sophisticated, deeper toned, more of a wine burgundy, this is a must-have. Last but not the least, still this month, and I'm almost through with it, my fragrance of choice has been the Ellie Saab Le Couture perfume, and I'm almost done with it. And I've only had this, I think, for a month and a little more, and I'm almost done with it, and only because it is fresh enough to use for the day, not heavy, but it still has that florally musky feeling. Those are my favorites for the month of October, and I think it's a very well created favorite. For the first time, I didn't have 10 million of all different things from different categories, but the ones that I truly gravitated towards are are, I think, amazing products to have and something that I would definitely recommend to anyone. So I hope you guys found that interesting and informative. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day or a great evening.